Hi, this is Miss Cairo here. This is lesson 4-6, part 1. And what I would like you to do, please have page 131 in your activity book open, as well as your place value chart open and ready with an expo marker and a pencil. And if you don't have your place value chart, you're going to have to problem solve, copy it onto a piece of paper, for example. And what we're going to be doing in this lesson is we're going to be multiplying, and one of our factors is going to be a decimal number. And how we're going to start off learning how to multiply using decimals is we're going to be looking at money situations. Okay, so the heading on page 131 says decimals in money situations. And I'm going to read the text below it, so follow along with me. It says, the Ruiz children had a yard sale. They sold some old toys. They made a table to show how many toys they sold and how much money they earned. And so within the table, you'll see different headings. So over here we have number of items, the item prices, total earned in cents, and total earned in dollars. So they were selling 3 jump ropes. They sold 4 marbles, 6 toy cars, and 5 puzzles. Here's the prices of each of the 1 items. Okay, and then we see that they multiplied the item number with the item price for the total earned cents, and then they came up with total earned in dollars. So let's talk about how we got from this multiplication sentence and these answers over to these products over here. So starting off with 3 jump ropes, they sold 3 jump ropes, and each jump rope cost 9 cents each. So to figure out how many cents in all, we multiply 3 times 9 to get 27 cents. So out of the 3 jump ropes they sold, they earned 27 cents. And to put 27 cents into money form or in dollar form, to change cents, 9 cents written out here, into 9 cents in dollar form, it would be $0.0.09. Okay, so in our currency, when we're putting values into dollar form, we always start off with a dollar sign, followed by a certain amount of whole number amount, followed by a decimal, and then 2 decimal places after the decimal, ending in the hundredths place value. So if you're ever at the store or shopping online, you would never see an item, for example, with just 1 decimal in its tenths place for sale. So you would never have an item that's for sale that looks like this. That doesn't happen. And you would never have an item for sale with 3 decimals places after, or 3 digits after the decimal. This would never be on a sign in the store, for example. We would always see, again, how many dollars, whether it be, in this case, $0 or a whole number here, followed by 2 digits after the decimal, ending in the hundredths place value. So how do they go from 27 cents in written form to dollar form? Here's the trick how to do it. Get your place value chart handy with mine. 27 cents, the last digit, and when we're talking about cents, is always going to be in the hundredths place value. For the number 27, the 7 would be in the hundreds, so we'd put that one in first and then work our way over. So then we have a 2 before the 7, so the 2 would go in the tenths place. And then if we have, since 2 is our last digit, that means that we have no whole dollar bills, so we're going to put a 0 in the ones to represent that this is a number that's less than 1 whole. So 0.27 in money form represents 27 cents. Okay, so go ahead and make sure yours is entered into mine, 27 cents into the first row like mine is. And let's work our way down. So then they sold 4 marbles, and each marble cost 2 cents each. 4 times 2, we know, is 8, or 8 cents. And to put 8 cents into dollar form, there's only 1 digit here, the digit 8. The 8, again, has to go into the hundredths place value. So we're going to place an 8 in the hundredths place value. And that's our only value, but to hold its place, we're going to put a 0 in the tens place and then a 0 in the ones to hold its place value. So 800ths represents 8 cents here. Let's keep going. They sold 6 toy cars. 6 toy cars sold for 12 cents each. 6 times 12 equals 72 cents. The 2 is the last digit in 72, so the 2 is going to go in the hundreds place value. The 7 is going to go in the tenths to represent 72 cents, and then 0 in our ones place value, again, to signal to whoever is reading it that the value was less than 1 whole. And then lastly, the big ticket item, they sold 5 puzzles, and each of the puzzles sold for 30 cents each. 5 times 30, well, we know with our past lessons, when we multiply a digit that ends in a 0, we can ignore it. So 5 times 3 gives us 15, and then add that 1 0 in. 15 plus 1 0 gives us 150 cents. All right, we have 3 digits here. So 150 ends in a 0, so we're going to place a 0 in our hundredths place value, followed by the 5 before it, and then a 1 in our ones place value. So 150 cents represented in dollar form is $1.50. Again, each of these cents, we can only put 1 digit in at a time, and think of it like almost like exchanging it for the higher place value if we can. All right, so now we have the 4 total products here into our place value chart. And number 1 is asking, how did they know the number of decimal places in each product in the last column? So how did they go from 27 cents, 8 cents, 27 cents, and 150 cents? How did they know to put each number into the place value holders for each one? All right, I'm hoping you came up with maybe some good thinking for this problem. It all goes back to my first explanation before we got started, that we know with our currency for dollar form that there's always going to be 2 decimal place values for cents. And what I mean by 2 decimal place values is how many place values come to the right or after the decimal. So underline decimal places. What we're talking about for decimal places on the side, you can underline decimal places, and then on the side, let's draw out a decimal and then an arrow to represent how many places after the decimal or to the right of the decimal. And we knew that there was going to be, since we were talking about money, that there was going to be how many decimal places for money? 2, yeah. So our answer, your answer might be a little different than mine. Depends on what your thinking was, but we could say there are 2 decimal places for cents. Let me fix that really quickly. Let me make my text smaller. There are 2 decimal places for cents. And if we want to demonstrate on the side so we remember, there's a decimal, and then to the right of the decimal, when we're talking about cents, there's 1, 2 place values, tenths and the hundredths place value for cents. All right, do you have an answer for number 1? Great. Number 2 asks, how much money did they earn in dollars?